What's up guys, Dirk here from intelligentcryptocurrency.com. Today's video is a tutorial about how to stake your SNTVT token Sentivate to be able to add them to a pool and basically get rewards for this staking. Now this is something that is very new. It's literally just a few days old. So I want to walk you through this. I set this up as a test. And if you're wondering, how to stake your SNTVT and how to get rewards on that, well, hopefully this video is going to help you. And before we get into this, if you want future crypto updates, no BS, tutorials, all this kind of stuff, just click the subscribe button below, click the notification bell. It's totally free. And if you could smash the like button, I'd really appreciate that because it helps the algorithm and it helps the channel grow. So, as you can see over here, Sentivate announces strategic partnership with Value DeFi. So this is an official partnership announcement. This is on the official Sentivate Medium blog. And you can see over here, we are pleased to announce that we have partnered with Value DeFi protocol to launch one of the first liquidity mining programs used for the one-click solution of Valueliquid technology. We will distribute 240 million SNTVT tokens using Valueliquid over the next 8 to 35 weeks. So, before we get into the technicals and stuff like that, basically Sentivate is a very interesting project. I have reviewed it in full already in a separate video, so I'll add the link to that in the description, or you can simply click the card up here right now. If you want to learn more about the project, I think it's very interesting. But now, there's a lot of stuff happening with that project, including a potential mainnet launch in December, which is just 1 to 2 months out from me making this. It's 27 October now. So this is all very exciting stuff. And it is all new and exciting, but at the same time, if you're early to this kind of stuff, there's a lot of potential upside to be had. So basically, there's two things. Okay, so what this means is you can add your SNTVT tokens to a pool to provide liquidity, and in return for that, you get rewards. Okay, and there's two pools that are currently being used. So there's a WETH SNTVT, which means WETH is wrapped Ethereum versus SNTVT. So it's 98% ETH basically and 2% SNTVT. This is good news if you are holding Ethereum and you just want to provide Ethereum to be able to get paid out in SNTVT tokens for providing liquidity. On the other pool, it's basically Value SNTVT. Value is the token for the Value DeFi platform, which means you need to provide an equal amount of value tokens and SNTVT, meaning you can put in more SNTVT compared to the other one, a lot more, and be able to get paid out in SNTVT. And you can see over here the details. Basically, both pools have approximately an equal amount of tokens that are going to be paid out. It's going to run for 8 weeks initially, 116 million. 10% will be unlocked immediately, and 90% will be unlocked after 2 months, and then unlocked linearly every block for 10 days. The same thing over here, and this one has 123 million. And you can see over here the mainnet. Well, it was initially set to go live in December. Maybe it's going live in 2021. It depends a little bit on when they get all their things ready. So what we have here is valueliquid.io. And you can see this might look familiar to you. It's similar maybe to like a Uniswap type interface where it's very simple. You have swap and you have pool. You can see you have your tokens and you just simply connect this to your MetaMask wallet. That is the easiest way to do this. So once you have your MetaMask wallet, basically you can come in here and you can swap your Ethereum for any type of token. Now, you can get WETH tokens simply by swapping Ethereum for WETH. It goes to a smart contract. So let's start with that. What is WETH? And you can see over here, Binance does have a nice glossary, a nice explanation about this. Again, I will link to this in the description below if you want to read more about it. Wrapped Ether, WETH. Wrapped Ether refers to ERC20 compatible version of Ether. It can be created by sending Ether to a smart contract where the Ether is placed on hold, in turn receiving the WETH ERC20 token as a 1-to-1 ratio. This WETH can afterwards be sent back to the same smart contract to be unwrapped at an original 1-to-1 ratio. So once again, this is you taking your Ethereum, you convert it to WETH, but you can convert it back to Ethereum. So you don't lose It basically keeps a 1-to-1 token value. Here's another explanation, WETH.io. What is WETH? It's wrapped ETH, but start by introducing the players. Ether is a native currency built on Ethereum. When a decentralized app is built off Ethereum, it usually implements its own form of token. Things Augur's REP token, Bankers BNT, the ERC20 token. So why you need WETH? Well, ETH doesn't conform to its own ERC20 standard. As mentioned above, ETH was the proto token of the Ethereum alt tokens, which means it was built before ERC20 tokens existed. Wrapping ETH allows you to trade directly with alt tokens. So the reason you need WETH is to be able to trade ETH for ERC20 tokens on decentralized platforms like Radar Delay, or in this case, Value DeFi. So that's the explanation of WETH. So very easy to do. Once again, you can see over here, I can swap 0.05 ETH for it's almost 1-to-1. Obviously, there's some fees being taken over here to be able to do that, but I would get the WETH. Okay, so when I go to Valueliquid.io, I can go over here to FAAS, and you can see I have two pool options over here that are available right now. And that is the Value SNTVT, which is a 50-50 split, or the WETH SNTVT, which is a 98% ETH, 2% SNTVT. Now, what you'd simply go and do is once you've connected your MetaMask wallet, you can simply come over here and you can just go and add your liquidity, right? You can choose the amount of WETH that you want to add, and you have to add the 2% in SNTVT, and then you would simply enter it. So I haven't done the WETH one over here just yet for this example, but it works in exactly the same way. So what I have done is I've done the Value SNTVT, and you can see I've already set this up. So what this is 50% value tokens, 50% SNTVT, like I've said before. So at this point in time, it is a 795% APY, which means that if you were to stake it at this rate, you would get a return of almost 8x whatever you stake. Now, obviously, that is not sustainable, and the more people that stake, probably the lower it's going to go. So this is not something you're going to be able to get for a year. But who knows? Every single day that you're doing it at this rate, you know, you're making just over 2% a day, which is pretty nice. Now, obviously, that's going to go down more and more. Like I said, this is fairly new. So a lot of people are starting to hop onto this. You can see over here, currently in this pool already, there is already 49 million SNTVT that's locked up at this point in time. So I did a little test. I locked up about 20,000 SNTVT, which isn't a huge amount of money. The equal amount of value tokens that I had to get. If you don't have value tokens yet, you can just go to swap, and you can just go and swap your Ethereum for value tokens, and you'll get them pretty easily. So you can see at this point in time, if you put in at 0.1 ETH, you get about 13 value tokens in return for that. Now the value token, it is also listed on CoinGecko. So you can see over here, value liquidity, value currently trading at about $3.11. The market cap is 2.684 million. So a very, very low market cap, which is interesting because you might be wondering the same thing that I did when I was looking at this. Well, if I have to purchase value tokens to be able to lock them up in this pool, what is going to happen to the value of value, right? So if I'm going to go and buy, let's say, $1,000 of value tokens to be able to stake my SNTVT or provide that liquidity and get the rewards, well, then I might end up, you know, holding these value tokens. And obviously that's a gamble, right? Is the value of value tokens going to continue to appreciate over time? It's currently $3. It's a 2 million market cap. So if it does appreciate, and this platform, Valueliquid.io, does grow a lot more popular, well, then there's a chance of significant upside appreciation for these value tokens, especially because people are buying them and locking them up. So there might be more demand than selling pressure, which means, you know, you could end up benefiting from this as well. But obviously, there's a downside too. If it fails or whatever, those tokens might become worthless. And then you have to consider whether it's worth taking this risk. Obviously, there's always a risk when you're getting these kind of yields and when you're playing around with experimental stuff. This is all very new. It's all very experimental. Personally, I don't even know what the complete risks are just yet for providing liquidity in this pool. I don't know to what extent my SNTVT is at risk. I don't know about the value tokens, what's going to end up happening. So again, A lot of risk here. Proceed at your own risk, okay? I'm not telling you to go and do this. I just want to show you how you can do this if you are interested in doing it. And that's why I've only done it with a small amount. So it's just an interesting test. So 795 divided by 365, you can see over here, that's 2.17% per day, right? And if we say 100 divided by 2.17, you can see over here, if this APY, if this yield stays like this for 46 days, it means I can double the entire balance that I put in over here. So if I put in 100,000 SNTVT, it would double. If I put in 1,000,000, it could turn into 2,000,000. Obviously, keep in mind that if I'm buying or if I'm staking 1,000,000 SNTVT, I'm going to have to purchase the equivalent amount of value tokens to be able to stake that, which means that even if I do end up doubling this SNTVT, if the amount of value or the value of value goes to 0, well, then basically I'm right back where I started. I have double the SNTVT and 0 value of value tokens. But, you know, if that value token ends up going up also, it becomes very, very interesting. So guys, that was the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this helps you. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I'll do my best to answer them as best as I can. But obviously, you know, this is new to me too, and I'm still learning as we go along. Please understand this is very risky. This is experimental. So please, everything at your own risk. Be very careful. You don't know what can happen with this. And of course, you don't want to lose valuable tokens. So that's it from me. Don't forget to smash the like button. I'd really appreciate it. Leave a comment. And if you enjoyed this, subscribe to the channel below. Click the notification bell. And I will see you in the next video.